use the term starving college students, and boy are they right. Student debt is the highest that it has ever been and is growing by the minute. I have researched this topic extensively and it has affected me firsthand. Cost of tuition in America makes it so that students struggle and many don't even attempt higher education. Today I'll be discussing the average cost of an undergraduate degree, student loans, and the effect of student loans on college students, and the price for university and student loans in other countries. There are many ways that student loans affect the U.S. population, and these are just a few of them. So, what is the average cost of an undergraduate degree and the process of student loans? According to an article by Justin Song in Value Penguin, a public four-year college degree costs about $20,000 a year and about $80,000 total. A private four-year college degree costs about $45,000 a year and $180,000 total. If you go into grad school, on average, it can be between $30,000 and $120,000. If you go into law school, it could be another $30,000 for public and $50,000 for private yearly. The cost of med school ranges between $40,000 and $62,000 a year. This doesn't include any living expenses or food or transportation or anything like that. And according to Zach Friedman in an article he wrote in Forbes, the average student has almost $40,000 in debt just by the time they graduate undergrad. So how does student loans affect college students? Very few people can afford to publicly pay their entire tuition in full. According to the American Journal of Pharmaceutical Education, student loan debt has surpassed $1.3 trillion and is rising by the minute. According to a report done by Judith Scott Clayton, most people are still paying off their student loans up to 20 years after they graduate. The cost of college and student loans has a lasting effect on college students. Another question we can ask is, what is the effect of student loans on college students, and how do college students' age and background affect their student loans? When college students' parents are middle class and working, they may qualify for help, but still most likely have to take out loans. Students and their families may be experiencing having to take out loans like this for the first time, and it could be a whole brand new perspective for them. Most students in college are between the ages of 18 and 25 and come straight from high school and living with their parents to a whole different world in college. They are in charge of their own money and spending and may not know how to be financially responsible in most cases. Another way student loans have an effect is when students have to balance work, school, and extracurriculars. Students might have to give up on extracurriculars and the college experience, so to say, to be able to work on their grades, or they might suffer. Some students might not be able to take extra time getting their degree because they have to work. In lower income neighborhoods, students' parents often didn't go to college and have lower paying jobs. These students often have to work while in college which doesn't leave them as much time for studies. Students often work part-time to help out and contribute to some of their living expenses like food, transportation, things like that. Students in our country may have to work like that, but it's not always the same case all over the world because education systems differ. Other countries' prices for college and student loans are in most ways different from the United States. There are even some countries that have free tuition. That'd be nice. These students know in advance that the opportunity is available to them, and they don't have to worry about the thought of taking out student loans or planning their college in that way. This takes pressure off of the students and parents, and the student is able to focus solely on their schoolwork and getting their degree. Because of their tuition, students don't have to work as many hours and can remain focused on their degree and not take extra time to get there. The average income in these countries may be higher because of the rate of people getting their degrees and advanced jobs, because the graduation rate of college is higher. There are also many countries outside of the United States with lower college tuition. If the price of college is more affordable, more people could afford to pay their tuition and not have to take out as many loans, so that when they graduate, they are not weighed down by the huge amount of debt before they even get their first job. When tuition is cheaper, more people will decide to enter college and pursue a degree because it is more accessible. According to a dissertation written by Ariane de Garradon de Fenouil, education is essential because economic growth closely determines synergies between new knowledge and capital. So how much something costs really does have an effect on how one might approach it. To summarize, in the speech I have covered the prices of different college degrees, the effect of student loans on college students, and student loans in other countries. Many factors go into someone's decision on whether to pursue higher education, and cost is at the top of the list. In the United States, the high cost of tuition is often the number one reason why people don't attend college. The idea of going into such a huge amount of debt before you even get your first job is scary. The benefits are worth it, but there has to be a better way to approach college tuition for the general public. The cost of tuition is prohibitive and has many negative effects on students. The cost of tuition is high for us all, but we're all in this together. I've got a few good recipes for ramen noodles for us poor college students.